Hello everybody, welcome to the part 2 on our book review about The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Okay. Yep. So, this is the exciting part because I want to share like the itsy bitsy details of this book. So, let's first start on the plot. So, I'm not going to share everything, right? But maybe there are some things that you don't want to miss, and yeah, this is going to be a spoiler alert. So, okay. The plot. So, as I mentioned, this is not a romance fantasy. It's more on politics. So, from what I've heard, it's like court politics is the land of the Fae. So, they had king, queens, princess. So, they have royalties who rule the land. And yeah, it focuses on that, more on the romance between whichever characters, the main characters and the lead. Okay, so first, yeah, number one, there's murder and there's trauma, childhood trauma, of course. And what I like about this book is there's like a moral dilemma for the main character because, of course, her parents were murdered by Madoc, and Madoc is now their stepfather because Madoc adopts them. So, you as a child, you were confused whether to really hate this man or to appreciate what he is doing because he adopts them and, gives them a fair chance to live in the land of Fae. And since Madoc is a general in the land of Fae, they really have a very comfortable life aside from those bullying and other discriminations and prejudice from other faiths. So that's what it is. And it's like, if you think about it, it's also the same in reality, right? So there's not like 100% right and wrong, and there will always be like a moral dilemma to a specific kind of topic or event that is happening in your life. So that's why I love how Holly Black gi- um, you know putting in a moral dilemma on the whole story. So that's it. That's one. So that's about the family of Jude and also the family, setup and family. Oh, what else? Yeah, family set up on Jude and Madoc and the rest of the family. So number two is I mentioned that there is a lot going on in this story, and that's what I love about this one. So you're not gonna get bored reading this book because a lot has been going on. So I am not sure if I'm just confused with it or I just followed along with the storyline because it's really enjoyable to read. So even if there's a bit of trauma, but I think for a child that is bearable. I mean, for me to read this one, it's a bit bearable. But yeah, there's a moral dilemma on this one, and then with court politics, the strategies. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, there has been. It's not a battle, but there's a massacre. Yeah, so there's gonna be a massacre on the coronation night. So, ana na lang, ana na ko kutob. And then, what else for the plot? Yeah, the story of Jude's other siblings, like the story of Vivian, the story of Taryn, and the story of Owl. So that is Jude's. So it's not gonna be Jude's half sibling, but it's gonna be a step sibling because and it Owl is introduced as the son of Madoc and his new wife. So I forgot the name, sorry, but yeah. So he's like full fae or full fairy, and yeah. So that's ana na lang kutob ako is story about sa plot. So for the characters, as I mentioned in part 1, I like the character development of each of the characters and even the minute characters. There is a backstory on it. So yeah, the book is really tugging you in the heart. So whether you enjoy it or you're fearing because of a lot of trauma is going on here, but that's also reality. So you cannot choose that every day it's going to be a bright and sunny day. So there's always, or most of the part, there are challenges in life that you have to endure. And that's what Jude has experienced in this book. And that's why I love about him. Okay, so let's start with Jude first, like the main female lead. I believe she is the main female lead unless it's gonna shift into another character in the next books. But for Jude, so Jude is one of the twin, right? So Taryn, okay, so let's, ano na lang, dungan. Let's do a simultaneous character discussion about Jude and Taryn because they are twins. So Jude is more on the strong personality type, not because she is a strong personality like in nature, but because of what happened to her, like there is like a survival mode in her body. And for Taryn, she is like the timid one, the one who accepts, norms and who just really wants to survive as well, but in a different way. So Jude was more like the black sheep of the family. She really likes to do what she wants and also survive the land of Fae without being, trampled or being bullied. But for Taryn, she just accepts the reality and, aligns with the norm. So it's nothing wrong about that. They just have different types of, they have different methods of coping. Yeah. And the twist, okay, spoiler na po ko. But yeah, what I like about what Holly Black written on these two characters is because there is a link between them, even in, not really love, yeah, in the romance part. I thought, guys, spoiler alert, please look, or yeah, please keep an eye on the character of Locke. Locke or Loki, I don't know. Locke. Yeah, because at first I like him, but in the end, it's like, it's worse than having a physical trauma. So that's what I'm at. So, I hate Locke na. Next is Vivian. So, Vivian is the older sister and she is the offspring of Madoc and their mother. Sorry, I forgot the name of their mother. But yeah, so Vivian is half fae and half human. So, Vivian, what I like about her is she is very resilient and very strong in her beliefs. So, even if it's her father, she really, despised Madoc and would prefer to live in the land of humans. And you wouldn't expect it with an immortal being, right? So, because Vivian is half human and half fae, I think she has like immortality of the fae blood, and but she prefers to live with humans. And the twist on her story is she was in love with a human girl. So yeah, I think that there's an LGBT part on this one as well. So it's interesting. She has like an interesting personality as well, even if she's not like the main lead, right? So she has like a story of her own. And for Al, for Al is their youngest brother. So Al is Vivian's half brother, and then Jude and Taryn's step brother. So yeah, so Al is just like the baby in the family. For Madoc, very predictable character, but he's also given like a strong character for this story. And so even if he is very predictable, like he's a general, and if you would think like all other stories, you would also think that is the type of character a general is, and that's Madoc. So very strong, very very strategic, very hard-headed, but on his part, his soft side is his family. And what I just like about him is he treated Taryn and Jude as his daughters. So that's what I love about Madoc, is even if he is the one who murdered their parents, he takes responsibility on, because the children are now orphans, right? Because he killed the parents. So he took responsibility in raising Jude and Taryn. So that's what I like about Madoc. So even if you are human, because of course he was in love with a human, right? So yeah, so that's a noble thing for him to raise the kids sired from extramarital affair. So that's just the sad part of it. Yeah, and there are so many characters. I think I couldn't discuss everyone in this one, but watch out for those small stories. Even those minute characters, they have their own backstory, and that's what I like about this book. For Cardan, of course, Cardan, the main lead, right? So Cardan has also barkadas, or a group of friends, and they are all high ranking, or like princess or high status in the land of Fae or Elfin. And Cardan is described to be very cruel, very hard-headed, and spoiled. And so, in the initial part of the book, you would really dislike him. Hate him, that's a very bit deep, but you would dislike him because of what he is doing to Jude and Taryn. So, because he is one of those people who bullied Jude and Taryn because of their race. So, Jude and Taryn are humans, right? And Cardan is the prince of Elfin. So, yeah, that's just a bit sad part of that. But the good thing is there is a character development of Cardan on almost in the end part, and yeah, I think you would appreciate his side of the story. So there is a bit of a point of view of Cardan, and yeah, and then there's also Dane, who is also the prince or the older brother of Cardan. So he was supposed to be the king. He was supposed to be the one who would be crowned as the new king of Elfame. Yeah, he is an interesting character. That's what I'm going to say. For Balikin as well. So Cardan has a lot of siblings. So Cardan is, I think, he is the youngest of the siblings, and the king, like their father, chooses to abdicate the throne because he is now old and would like to have a new crowned king. So I believe he chose Dane over Balikin. So there's the conflict. between the brothers. And the effect on this one is sad because you wouldn't really expect. So I wouldn't share on this one what happened on the coronation night. So, but it's like Game of Thrones vibe. So it's really very dark and what else? Traumatic for me. But also, since this is not in the human realm, so it's like normal for the land of Fae for it to be happening like a lot of conflicts, especially in royalties or having control on the Elfame world. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, what else? The twist on bloodlines, and yeah, as what I've mentioned, just look at the mini stories because it's gonna be linked to everything. So that's what I like about Holly Black. So the book is not really perfect, but it's just so good that you wouldn't notice if there's anything unaligned or misaligned to the story. But really, it's a really good book, and that is why I look forward to reading book 2. What else? So I think that's more on the characters. I wouldn't delve on the other things so that you will also enjoy reading the book. Mm, what else can I share that is not so... Yeah, it's just very... say tawagan na eh. It's very gory. Yeah. There's a little bit of gore, so if you don't like that, but it's okay. I think the description is just manageable, so it's not too much. But if it's happening in the human world, it's gonna be very traumatic. So good thing it's in a fey world. But yeah, so they are not really following on the morals of humans, and because we have, of course, different right and wrong, right, and they also have like a different culture and tradition, and all that. They have a different system. They have a different history. So that's what interests me with the land of Elfing. Yeah, I would have liked to have the world, a bit bigger, but let's see. Maybe it's gonna expand in the coming books because honestly, I didn't read any reviews for the subsequent books of the Curl Prince because I wanted to be surprised. I wanted to have like that full effect or full feels in reading the book. So part 2, yeah, and the love story. So of course there is a bit of romance on this book, but I wouldn't say it falls on the romantasy genre. But yeah, so it's between Jude and Cardan, and then there's also Jude and Locke. And when I said that I liked Locke in the first few chapters of the book, and maybe until the almost 80% of the book. So yeah, just look forward to have like emotional damage and emotional trauma after this one. And for Taryn, yeah, the same. Vivian, so she has also a different going on in her life. So yeah, okay, so a bit of a comment about Jude's character. So Jude's age is I think around 16, right? But her mind is working older than her age, if you know what I mean. So I'm not sure if it's sorry. I'm not sure if it's intended to be like that or that's just how Holly wrote it. Yeah. So kudos to her who planned out, like who's really good at strategies and planning out like the whole saving the Elfame thing. Yeah, so that's just my take on a little bit on Jude. Like she thinks a bit older than her age, so I'm not sure if that is realistic. But given that she also experiences differently than a normal human kid, and she was also raised by a general, so that may be the case. But yeah, so if anything, yeah, I wouldn't spoil you too much on this, but please go read The Cruel Prince. So I know I'm a bit late on this one, and I think this was first released in 2018. Yeah, because usually when I read books, I don't really read them when they are on their peak. So for example, I had Fourth Wing book, I had other books, but I don't read them because I'm a moody reader. So it really depends whether that book piqued my interest, if you will. And I've read Pachinko, but I haven't finished it. There are other books that I have read and still in progress because it really depends on my mood. Because I really want to give like my full attention in reading a specific book, especially on the book that I enjoyed. So that's it. So I think my next read would be a Filipino author book, but also yeah. And then maybe I'll just leave the romantasy genre for now and then get back to it once I feel like getting back into it. So maybe I'll read book 2 or I'll read another book, another kind of book, another genre. So let's see. So I hope you enjoy my book review I know I'm just rambling, but I hope you enjoy it and hope you give a chance reading The Cruel Prince. I think you would really enjoy it. And yeah, looking forward for the next book review and the next book. So see you soon, guys. Bye bye. Thank you.